Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Kyodo News, Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi promised on Monday to restore the consumption tax rate on food and beverages to its original 8% after a planned 2-year reduction. The ruling Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, recently proposed lowering the tax to 1% for 2 years starting in April 2027. This proposal deviates from the LDP's general election campaign pledge of a 0% rate, which was modified because a complete freeze would take too much time to adjust retailers' cash register systems. To compensate, the government plans to offer annual cash handouts totaling 600 billion yen. During a House of Representatives committee session, Takaichi clearly stated the tax rate would be restored to avoid further worsening Japan's fiscal health, which is already the poorest among the group of 7 nations. However, opposition lawmakers warned that returning the tax to 8% could face severe public backlash, as voters might perceive it as a tax increase. According to a report from Thai Sounds, South Korean President Lee Jae-myung has seen his approval rating drop below 50% for the first time since he took office in June last year. A recent poll conducted by Realmeter indicates that his approval rating fell 4.8 percentage points to 46.7%, while his disapproval rating rose to 49.7%, resulting in a death cross where disapproval outweighs approval. Analyst Kuras attribute this decline to the mishandling of a ballot shortage during recent local elections and increasing friction within the ruling Democratic Party. Although South Korea's KBI index recently surpassed the 9,000-point milestone and Lee's diplomatic efforts in Europe were noted, concerns over economic inequality have dampened public support. In response to the poll results, the South Korean presidential office stated they would listen to the public's concerns with humility and seriousness, acknowledging the need to address citizens' perspectives on livelihood and government governance. The poll surveyed over 2,500 people with a margin of error of plus or minus 2 percentage points. According to a report by the Liberty Times, regional tensions have escalated in the South China Sea after China dispatched a marine research vessel to Scarborough Shoal immediately after withdrawing an unauthorized floating platform. In an exclusive interview with the Financial Times, Philippine Defense Minister Gilbert Teodoro expressed unprecedented concern over Beijing's recent actions. Teodoro warned that China has a history of utilizing research vessels to gather hydrological and topographic data as a prelude to land reclamation and the construction of artificial islands in disputed waters. He stated that the Philippines must prepare for the worst and has already raised its alert level. Scarborough Shoal, located approximately 200 kilometers west of Luzon, lies within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, but China has maintained de facto control since a tense standoff in 2012. This latest friction comes just weeks before the 10th anniversary of the Permanent Court of Arbitration's landmark 2016 ruling, which invalidated Beijing's expansive 9-line claims. Meanwhile, the Chinese embassy in the United States responded by asserting that Beijing holds indisputable sovereignty over the shoal and its adjacent waters, declaring their activities lawful. According to GG Press, the governments of Australia and Canada formally agreed on June 22 to the export of an Australian radar system to Canada. The technology will be used to establish Canada's new wide-area radar network designed to monitor the Arctic region. The contract is valued at 2.5 billion Australian dollars, approximately 280 billion yen, making it the largest defense equipment export in Australia's history. Australian Defence Minister Richard Marles and Canadian Minister of Public Services and Procurement, Defence Procurement, signed the agreement during a meeting in the Australian capital of Canberra. The system is based on Australia's existing over-the-horizon radar, which utilizes electromagnetic wave refraction to monitor areas thousands of kilometers away. The Sherthans Bay, the system will be modified specifically for Arctic conditions. Installation is scheduled to begin in July, with the goal of having the radar network operational by December 2029. According to Yonhap News Agency, a South Korean court has sentenced former Justice Minister Park Sung-jae to 25 years in prison for his involvement in the martial law declared under the administration of President Yoon Suk-yeol. Park's sentencing is part of the ongoing judicial accountability process following the martial law incident that shook the country's democratic foundations. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.